Village of Darkness. In 1980, the small village of Karaorman, hidden among the mountains of Turkey, lived in peace. However, one night, the Yilmaz family, who lived in the village, began experiencing strange events. Lights in the house would flicker on and off by themselves. Objects moved, and late at night, ear-piercing drum sounds were heard. At first, these events only affected the Yilmaz family, but soon, the entire village began encountering similar paranormal events. The children in the village claimed to see supernatural beings that adults couldn't see. The stories the children told created fear and panic throughout the village. As families began to believe their children, the strange events in their homes increased. Throughout the night, objects would break, shadows moved, and there was a constant humming sound. The villagers became even more anxious as these events were reported in the news. Stories of the strange occurrences in the village were widely covered, and a young reporter named Maya was sent to investigate. Maya left her camera with an elderly man living in the village, Adar, to document the terrifying scenes she encountered. When Maya returned to the village a week later, she was met with a horrifying sight. Everyone in Adar's house was dead, and the camera was still running. When Maya took the camera and watched the footage, she couldn't believe her eyes. The camera showed dark figures wandering inside the house, breaking objects, and making terrifying noises. The last footage was of Adar collapsing to the ground with a blood-curdling scream. After leaving the village, Maya began experiencing strange events herself. Her car constantly broke down, objects in her home broke on their own, and she was sleepless throughout the night. Deeply affected by these events, Maya confided in her close friend Luna. Luna mentioned knowing a man who dealt with paranormal activities and could help Maya. One day, Maya's doorbell rang. It was the man Luna had mentioned. He had dark circles under his eyes and looked exhausted from lack of sleep. Maya invited him in and shared her experiences. The man explained that the events in the village were related to supernatural beings and that these beings wouldn't rest until they found peace. They decided to return to the village together to perform a ritual to end the curse. In the village center, they lit a large fire in an open area and began the ritual. During the ritual, dark figures began to appear, and terrifying noises surrounded them. However, as the ritual progressed, the figures started to retreat, eventually disappearing with a loud explosion. After this event, Maya lived in peace for 10 years. However, one day she learned that the man who had gone to the village with her had actually died in the same village during those events. This information turned Maya's world upside down, and everything fell into chaos again. The terrifying events she had experienced throughout the night started anew. Maya realized that the curse had never ended and that the dark figures were still after her. Maya had to face this terrifying reality. She returned to the village to confront the darkness once more. But what she saw would not please her.